Hello, hello. We are going to dive into messages that Spirit wants to share through this channel to those who are meant to hear it. We're looking at the energies right now of this specific collective. Wow, two already just came the fuck out without even trying. We have the High Priestess and we have Death. All right, well, this is why. Spirit has a sense of humor and there's a lot of magic in this right now. So I'm just going to clarify it one more time. It's never what we think it is. I think that's what I love about Spirit, is that we think it's one thing. We try and attach to our intuition as it needs to mean this. Like, is our intuition right and wrong? And it's never about whether it's right or wrong. It's trying to show us who we are, what our truth is, how to listen to our body. It's always for the greater good of our growth. Excuse me. So we have the Six of Cups, we have the Four of Wands, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the knowledge that wants to be shared today is definitely about the divine feminine frequency and energy that has been misused, mistreated, misunderstood, and treated like an anomaly. Almost like logic is in the world that we live in. Logic is what often trumps everything else that is unseen, right? It's a form of control. It's a form of closed energy where we only align or allow what has been proven so that we know it's real. And that makes sense, huh? So that we know it's real and we know that it's right and we have a sense of safety behind it. Whereas the unseen, it's unseen. It's not something that can be necessarily quantified in that with the technology that we have right now. But it's a knowing, it's a feeling, it's an experience, which is not based on the mind or logic. It is actually the antithesis of that. And it feels like there's an energy in the collective right now in the world that has been shifting at least 6 months faster than ever before. Definitely the past 6 months. Where with the Death card and the High Priestess energy here, there is a death of the way that we have seen as a threat. The High Priestess energy as a threat. That is culminating in a completion of a cycle we've been waiting for centuries, where there is a balance of give and take, not transactional, but giving and receiving in flow, like the infinity. And is needed and is necessary to understand what we need in this lifetime, in this world, where there's no war, where there's no ego fueled by fear, fueled by wounding, fueled by the misunderstanding of what is in front of you, in front of us. There are a lot of secrets and hidden knowledge that is being accessed at this time and is going to become public knowledge soon, in the next few months. It feels definitely related to knowledge that is going to come through certain powers that be, that run certain, situations and countries and government energy. There's definitely an energy about victory here, of triumph on an etheric level. Because the etheric level, in comparison to the physical reality we live in right now, the physical reality is a format or a form and expression of what is within the collective energetically and etherically. And there is definitely a shift happening and has been happening. But in our physical realm, I dropped the card, in the physical realm it's going to shift because it's been waiting to be birthed into the physical realm, as I see 444 just now. So, new understandings, new beginnings, but it's almost this feeling again of the masculine energy, pretty phallic, the masculine energy is going to be shifting in this world. There is so much karma and trauma that has been felt and that needs to be felt, that has been passed down from generations before us, but has not been honored, has not been felt, has not been seen. And it is causing a lot of external trauma to be seen and repeated and learned from. If you're watching this, you've definitely been breaking cycles. Yeah. But the men in families that have not understood the potency of the feminine energy, it's going to shift. People you know, even people you don't. But it's funny, the Selena Gomez song is coming up from people you know, people you don't. And it's very much that shift of there will be people in your life that are not going to stay in your life. They might shift. Again, I'm hearing for a season. You need to allow these people to go, because otherwise you are going to be fighting yourself in ways that are just so, it's just going to perpetuate the trauma. It's going to perpetuate the energy of fear and lack. And you don't need it. You don't need to repeat the same cycles. You're done. This is your confirmation that you are done. And that when you allow yourself to release the fear, you're not going to be repeating your own patterns. And when you're ready, you're going to see how you can move forward in action. You're not going to be afraid to take action for yourself. You're going to let yourself just feel at peace and safe in being carried, in being held. And especially, it's funny because Spirit's showing me again, like the individual and the collective. As individuals, of course, we make the collective. So there's going to be connections with how different people are shifting. And those who are shifting, especially the karma between the masculine and the feminine energies as a whole, specifically the witch wound, which is the wound about being persecuted for your gifts as a healer, as a witch, as a woman. So, you know, witches were healers. That persecution of what is unseen and untapped into or unquantified has been made to seem crazy in this reality. And we've all grown up in that. Majority of us have grown up in the idea that if you can't see it, if you can't touch it, if you can't smell it, if you can't feel it with your hands or understand it in quantification with science, it doesn't exist. To the point where I literally had an argument, or almost had an argument, and I actually dismissed it. But I had a situation of comments that was specifically bullying through understanding that if you can't have a hypothesis and a process in regards to scientific understanding of it, it's not real and it's bullshit. And the idea that it's crazy if you're feeling something that you can't see or quantify with these eyes is the imbalance between the masculine and the feminine energies in the collective. And that is why so many women or so many people who are aligned to the feminine energy are rising now. Whether it's not even gender based. It's based on your own connection to feminine energy, however that might be. And your priestess energy is about initiating yourself through these levels of understanding that, okay, I'm no longer the person I thought I was. I'm shedding who I used to be to remember and become who I truly am. And in those layers, you are uncovering the wounds. You're becoming aware of what's actually running your programming, your unconscious state, and therefore running your actions, your emotions, your thoughts, and your life. When this is balancing out within you, you can guarantee it's balancing out in the collective. And there can be a ruckus, I'm hearing, and definitely an energy of, especially like with female rights and human rights. And specifically, I'm hearing the masculine controlling the feminine freedom of their own body. And women are literally, or those with wombs, are portals between the seen and the unseen. Literally, as those who have the ability to give birth, are literally the portal between the unseen and the seen. And that is why the feminine energy has always been dismissed as insane, too much, because that's where the true magic and leadership and power is. So Spirit, is there anything else with that wants to be included right now before I do this? No, okay. So we have be present. This is the guidance that's coming through. There's a presence here that wants to be made known. Connecting to Mother Earth, connecting to Mother God, Mother Goddess connection. Connecting to Mother Goddess, the God of your understanding, but the energy of the feminine, the mother energy, the sister energy, the soul energy, the connection to your intuition, to your emotions, to your inner chaos, to your inner darkness, as I just saw 11:11. Again, it's so fascinating. Conception. A new concept and idea is being born. It's being understood in the earth, on the planet. And the work that you've done, especially if you're watching this video, the work that you've already done in your life is going to be reflected out in your reality. So don't trust what you've understood in the past. Trust what you cannot see. Because the best part, which I love saying this, if your mind can't understand how it's going to happen, perfect. Because that means that there's a better way. A better way that you can't even fucking think about, because your mind can only see this much. Your higher self can see everything. Unity, correct. We are becoming unified with our higher selves, with understanding that we are not just human beings running around on this planet despite the chaos. There's more to it. There is so much more to it that we can't see. Community. Again, unity, community, connection. This is all the stuff as well, this one. This is, and breathe. Yeah, okay, so we'll get to that. This is the energy where we don't have to do this alone. We don't have to protect ourselves based on the fact that we don't trust ourselves or don't trust the people around us. Again, this is about separation. When the masculine and feminine energies within you in the collective are imbalanced, it is based on fear and ego. Ego is all about separation. We are not separate. We are united. We are literally unity and community. But we forget. Because we are only about fear when we feel separate, when we are disconnected from our divinity. And when we're disconnected from our divinity, everything is limited. Everything is fear. Everything is when is it going to run out? Everything is my idea or my truth is better than your truth or your truth is better than mine. And it's never about the balance. So until you've balanced your inner world, you're not going to understand how it can be in the physical. But it can. If everyone healed their inner child, we wouldn't have war. We wouldn't. Because it wouldn't be a fight between ego or wounded inner children, which is exactly what it is. Anything else, Spirit? All right, my love. That is your message that wants to come through. If this found you, it was definitely meant for you to hear. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. If this resonates with you, comment below which bits. If this doesn't resonate with you and you feel like you have to start a fight or an argument or this triggered you, take that into consideration, because if that triggered you, there is something to be seen, as I see 1414. So take responsibility and awareness of what is not what you wanted to hear and why. Because we're all learning and we're all growing. We're all trying to understand ourselves more and more in this world. So connect with yourself, connect with your heart, and see why it triggered you. We can have a conversation about it, but it will always be with an open heart and open mind, and if not, you will not be on my channel. So, moving forward, I have access to light language sound transmissions on my channel, sound healing covers of my favorite songs, weekly collective readings as well. But if you want more personalized content and support, all the information is below. See you later.